Hello guys, hope you are doing good. This is TJ and you are listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. This is my review of NWA Powerrr this week. And this week's show was bang man. This show was very fantastic show, I would say. So without any further ado, let's get into the show. Show actually opened with a promo that we saw last week, that we seen last week, where Nick Aldis says Chris Adonis and Tom Vladimir is not gonna face for the tag team championship. Instead, they will be in 14-man battle royal that's going to decide the number one contender for the NWA World Championship, which is held by Nick Aldis. And they are happy. They're not happy with the decision that's being made on his own teammates without asking, and something is brewing between the Strictly Business. Maybe they're gonna break or something. Maybe Camille and Nick Aldis would be there in the or some other guy joining. Don't know. Something is brewing. Maybe a turn. Don't know. Nick always says you're not gonna try to wedge between Strictly Business, as he was stating. The NWA president William Patrick Corgan. Interesting segment to show again, and great hype up for the show, to the whole show. And they are live from Atlanta, Georgia, GPB studio, and it is presented by Joe Galley and Velvet Sky. Just to for an info to you guys. And this was a packed show, man. So many matches. So without any further ado, we got Kyle Davis announcement. Actually, Kyle Davis said he was actually stating as a quote of the NWA president. And as I saw, as by William Patrick Corgan, president of NWA. Corgan says that Adonis and Latimer are stripped of the tag title opportunity because they didn't show up and told any explanation for their absence actually last week, if you remember. And another thing was that Camille of Strictly Business gonna be here tonight, as they were saying, but as they said actually, but she was not there. uh, they also told us that if Adonis and Aldis don't make it here in NWA by next week, they will be stripped of both NWA national title, which is held by Chris Adonis, and NWA World title, which is held by Nick Aldis, respectively. And there will be a tag team contender match between two veteran tag teams to determine who will face Aaron Stevens and Kratos, as Adonis and Latimer's opportunity had been stripped off for the NWA World Tag titles. And next week edition of Power, uh, 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 we got a great announcement as well, because uh, we will get into it. So could have been warning for tonight, as I was thinking after this announcement, could have been warning for tonight for the Strictly Business, that if you don't come by tonight or something, that would have made more interesting the show. But nonetheless, next week's show would be interesting to see what they come. I think so. They would be coming. If they are not coming, maybe the 14-man battle royal would be made into a match where whoever stands last would be the NWA national champion. I don't want to see that. I want to see Nick Aldis versus someone. Um, I don't know. I would have my predictions. Let's get into the show without being late, actually. So next we got is a NWA TV Championship match, and we saw in the banner that the main event actually is for the is the War Kings, and for the NWA Tag Team title, the number one contenders match that they were saying the veterans will be coming. So the first match we got was Matt Cross versus Pope for the NWA TV Championship. And so this is the fourth defense for Pope, actually, as they were Joe Galley was saying. And if he's able to defend this championship, any championship actually is it's an NWA rule, um, uh, except NWA champion, world champion, because it's a top champion. So if he's able to defend it 7 times in a row actually, then there is a rule of lucky seven, where he can cash into an opportunity for NWA world title by relinquishing the NWA TV title. So nice announcement there. So great. So this is very unique that I have seen in NWA. Uh, I actually haven't seen this being announced every week, so this was pretty new. So 6 minute 5 second time limit is this TV championship match time, and it's for TV championship obviously. And the match actually started with some good feeling out process, wrist control, takedown by the champion. They show so like they know each other, like they complement and all. They know each other very well. That's what the initial moment of the match. Then we saw chops, forearms, power slam, and some suplex with a back suplex by Pope. And the knee then by Matt Cross, and this was a very back and forth match, very good match to see. And Pope and Matt Cross is very they were working out this match very smoothly. It was it was like butter rolling out a glass, because that was the smoothness of this match, and I enjoyed this opening match. And the finish of the match, we saw Matt actually escapes attempting Matt Cross actually attempts for moonsault, lands on his feet actually, and an uppercut, knee to the back on the shoulder by Pope, and that's it. Pope retains. So they teased that Pope only needs three now. He has four title defense that's being done. There's three more to go for the main title. Pope versus Aldis. It should be a good match actually. Pope have a reaction that great babyface reaction that he's getting, and Aldis is a heel. He's a very sophisticated heel. Doesn't get raged, and he's very good. He's one of the best that I love in NWA. One of the best NWA champion as well. He's living up to the expectation, but there's no showing. I didn't like that. So post match we saw some sportsmanship by Pope. Then a good competitive match, smooth match. Enjoyed the match actually. Never felt like Pope is gonna lose or something, but nevertheless, very good opener. I enjoyed this match. So very good match. And next match which we saw was Aaron Stevens and Kratos versus Marsh Rocket and Fred Rosser. So if you watch NGPW Strong, you know that Fred Rosser how much good he is, and Marsh Rocket is new for me, and Aaron Stevens, he's Chris Masters, and Kratos, he's the power guy. So the story of this match was Aaron Stevens and Kratos were power guys, and Marsh Rocket and Fred Rosser were also a power guy. So power guys. So Stevens and Kratos had not been on the same page lately, as we are seeing some last weeks. And we also got to see announcement that next week they're gonna face in a non-title tag match. And Stevens and Kratos had not been on the same page lately. We got to see that today's match as well, when Steven was bringing the hand towards Kratos, because he didn't accept the tag. He reluctantly accept the tag after a delay. So Kratos and Rosser was so very good in their wrestling. They make their most out of their dissension angle that they saw, that we have seen with Aaron Stevens and Kratos. Each other, I see Rosser and Rosser are cohesive tag team as well, and they are fantastic, doing great work. Kratos as well was not getting the tag with Stevens when Fred Rosser was in wrenching position, and they were arguing with each other. Rosser tags Rocket, then that made an opening for them. Quick roll up to Kratos, but Rocket kicked out. Kratos goes to outside. And slams Rosser, hits him and drives his shoulder into the ring post, and that made an injury angle for Fred Rosser. He was laying out outside the ring. Stevens is not happy about that, because he's kind of a baby face. He don't like to attack unnecessarily like Kratos is doing. So that's what the angle is being shown. So Stevens is not happy about that. Rocket with a roll up, but no. But then the finish of the match, we saw discus forearm to Rocket, and the champs get the win. Uh, this was a good match actually. The story was being told. The wrestling itself was okay, I would say, pretty good. Not very, not a not a bad show, not a bad match, as I want to say. So post match, we saw Stevens is a babyface. He checks on Rocket, but Kratos actually storms Roser for the thing that Stevens is doing, because sooner rather than later, Stevens is gonna turn on Kratos in a tag team championship or something. I think so. It would be in the pay per view when the shadow falls, which is 2 weeks from today. So This was a very good tag match. I liked it with all four tag competitors. Very good, especially Fred Rosser was so good. Kratos had some pure power moves as well. That was a very good to look, and that psychology and story of that dissension angle between the champs is going on. The match itself was good. I liked it, but not kind of a first match, but I liked it. The show is going very good. Next we saw Melina and Terry Terrell thoughts on Rosa versus Genocide, because Rosa versus it was gonna be Rosa versus Camille, but Camille uh, is not gonna be coming as they say, as they announce. And tonight, simple promo I would say. They actually, Melina talked about the Rosa's angle, and Terry thoughts about talk about the genocide angle, that she would be beating, she would be dethroning and all, she would be become picking up the victory. So a pretty basic promo that uh, you should be expecting. Like, and third match which you saw was Thunder Rosa versus Genocide, and story of the match actually was very good. Rosa actually tries to take out Genocide Select with her MMA style background that she has, to able to overcome the strength and power advantage that Genocide has. The Genocide, I had seen 2 or 3 weeks before her match with Camille. That was very good match. She has a very good talent, and she's a future women's championship material, because she's very good. I was hoping they would be putting a very good match. So the story that was taking out the leg of Genocide, taking out the leg, powerbomb attempt, but Rosa reverse, and Genocide head bounces on the top turnbuckle. Rosa takes leg out of Genocide by trapping into the ropes. Good strategy, Rosa trying and take on the main body part of that power moves execution, because if the leg is gone, then you can't do power bomb and any power moves that you expect. So that's a very good strategy by Thunder Rosa, and that's a trailer as well for what we're gonna see with a match with Camille, which is gonna happen on the in the pay-per-view actually, when our shadows fall 2 weeks from now. So multiple drop kicks to thighs of Genocide to harm that damage, and try to control with power again by Genocide with a crossface that he calls just J6000. Try to pin, leg lock, ankle locked in by Rosa. She tried, but Genocide eventually taps out. That's a story well told. A trailer for Camille as well. She's a very big dude. She looks like China, and she's fantastic, man. And she's one of my favorite in NWA Women's Division. And it's always a treat to watch NWA, because NWA and New Japan Strong are the wrestling show that you need to watch, because that's a pure wrestling. You if you're a wrestling fan, you should see this. And it's only a hour or something, and NW Power is also less than an hour. So pretty good match as well. Very good match between Thunder Rosa and Genocide. Just to build, this was a very good match, fueling Rosa up for the worthy opponent like Genocide and Rosa's Women's Championship number one contender match against Camille. If you don't know, Serena Deeb is the NWA Women's Champion now. So good storytelling and psychology and character play by both women there. Next we got was a segment between Tyrus and Austin Idol, and Idol makes an announcement that he is the number one entrant. Tyrus actually is a number one entrant of 14-man battle royal that's going to take place next week for the NWA World Champion Nick Aldis. He is the list. He has a list of competitors who's going to be in the battle royal as well, and they were Fred Rosser, Mims, Jeremiah Plunkett, Marsha Rocket, Matt Cross, and Slice Boogie. In these opponents that I see, the only superstar or only wrestler that I see has a chance is, I think, maybe Mims, or maybe Fred Rosser. I think Fred Rosser. I'm going with Tyrus, because Tyrus can do it. I think so. Tyrus would be a Tyrus would be if Pope was there, I would be going for Pope, but champions are not there. They're there in this battle royal. So the first pick for me would be Fred Rosser. Or Fred Rosser, I doubt, because he's not that very top superstar of NWA. Maybe I think so. Maybe Matt Cross or Mims. Mm, or I think so. Tyrus is the most obvious option that we're gonna see. So good promo to build for that battle royal. We haven't seen anything apart from that for that talking. And next we saw an announcement that next week is a go home show for NWA to the NWA When Our Shadows Fall pay per view. which is on June 6th, I suppose. Uh, Let me see. Uh, Yeah, it's on June 6th. It's Sunday. It's June 6th. So I'm very excited for this show. Actually, some great matches we're gonna see. Wrestling would certainly be very good. NW always does well. And the thing I want to know, I want to say that the NW matches are so good, man. It just brings back the memories. As I watch some 80s and 90s matches of NWA. Not 90s 80s match, that was when NW was in the prime and all. I was it's so related when we saw that, and I'm very glad that NWA is putting on the NWA Power weekly show. I'm very happy that actually very fortunate as well to see this show. I'm very enjoying these shows every week. NWA Power, New Japan Strong. So actually, the back for the attack. Previous pay per view was also great, so it's gonna be good as well. This is gonna be good as well, I think. So excited. So next we saw was next week announcement. It's also a 14-man battle royal, that ultimatum to Nick Aldis. It's a 14-man battle royal next week. The ultimatum to Nick Aldis, that's announced, and Chris Aronis as well. And the winner of the battle royal will face Nick Aldis on the pay-per-view. And great. So next week episode is also very have implications, and it would be great as well. Main event we saw was the fourth match, which was the for the NWA Tag Team Title number one contenders match, for which was between the War Kings versus the End. The War Kings, when they entered, I actually remember the Road Warriors, because they felt like the costume and all the character that they played, the intensity, that fiery thing that they brought about was just like that. So this was a great tag team match. You should see this. And main event was, I enjoyed this tag team offense of both the teams were very good. They were very innovative. Match had that pace as well, some control as well. They as well there, because the War Kings and the End both were had power and strength advantage. And the End, if you don't know, is a team of is a team of Crimson and Jack Stein. We had seen their match last week, the Falls Count Anywhere match between Tyrus actually, and Crimson was injured there, kind of angle that they shown. So Crimson and Jack Stein was the tag team. The End, the War Kings, they're the new. I haven't seen them, but as I said, this was a great tag team match. Tag team offenses were great. The match has space control as well. Story of the match is we saw was the urgency to become the number one contender in the match, and for the tag team championship. And the setting, well, it was good as well, I would say. I was rooting for the Walkings actually. I as Because as I said, I had liked their entrance. I had liked their intensity and all. I don't know, they had me got me to the memories of Road Warrior tag team. After seeing WWE Raw, man, this is such a relaxing episode. Great wrestling. I'm glad that we are getting an pure wrestling product, two pure wrestling product, New Japan Strong and the NWA Power. I keep bragging about it because I do love this, and this is short and good story development as well. So uh, I'm glad NW Power is back each week with a good to great episode, and this for me was a very great episode. You should not miss this. Less than 45 minutes, all of the matches, promos, all had the story going on, had the meaning going on, which they warranted, and great episode of NW Power, man. Hope to see that next week show as well, before the pay per view, because that's a go home show before the pay per view. So much excited for that pay per view as well. For Before the NWA, when your Shadows Fall pay per view. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll be putting on NW Power, all that wrestling reviews each and every week. You should subscribe to my channel, because I got you covered with all the wrestling. So until then, be safe, stay energetic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.